If you want to know how to beat printer inflation, then stay tuned because today that's what I'm going to be talking about. Hey YouTube, what is going on? Brandon here with another printer video. And today I really wanted to talk about how do you beat printer inflation. I'm going to give you some quick tips and what I would do if I was on a strict budget and I really wanted to save some money and not have to pay those crazy high printer prices. So in this video, what you can expect is a step-by-step guide on exactly what I would do to avoid printer inflation. Now, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything printer related is what you're gonna find on this channel, and your support is greatly appreciated. Now, we live in a different world today than we did a few years ago. And if you have noticed, the prices of everything have skyrocketed, from food prices to daily staples to gas prices, obviously, cost of used and new cars, home prices, and printers and printer ink have also obviously been affected by this inflation that we're seeing. So higher prices, and we have actually seen printer inflation, I would say even earlier than a lot of these other consumer goods. Starting as soon as a year ago, printer prices have been steadily climbing, especially online. And if the prices have been stable in store, you probably have not seen many printers stocked up. There hasn't been much availability. So if there was lower prices, there was no stock, there was no availability for you to buy at that low price. Now in this video, I'm going to be talking about some products that are gonna help you save some money with your new printer purchase. Now I want to get right into the topic of this video because I'm really excited to share this with you guys. When I was first starting out my printer business, I would go to various Goodwills and I would buy used printers. Now what I found out about used printers is that half the time they were great to sell and they didn't need any work, but the other half of the time I had to fix them in order to sell them. Now these printers went anywhere from $3 to the most expensive one would be $20, but I would never buy at that price. I would buy between $5 to $10 max. Sometimes if it was a really great printer that sold for a really high price, I would buy it for $15. So I would buy multiple printers and I would bring them home, and whichever one needed work on it, use some cleaning solution, and it would be the print head that had a problem. Now, if the printer had any other issue, if it had an error code, if it was missing some pieces, if there was anything structurally wrong with the printer, I would leave it alone. I would not purchase it. However, if it was simply not printing a certain color or printing blank pages, I would immediately buy it because I knew exactly how to fix that problem. Over time, I learned how to do it. And that really was the catalyst, and that was my starting point for this channel, is that every time I would bring a printer into my workspace and I would fix it, I started recording the process of what I was actually doing. And so my method for cleaning the print head, which is usually what gets clogged with ink, and that has to be broken up in order for the printer to start back up and printing normally again, I was doing all sorts of different cleaning methods until I landed on one method that works the best, and that is using a syringe with a cleaning kit. And so eventually I ended up creating the Best Printers cleaning kit. And with this cleaning kit, what you do is you take the syringe and you place it over the nozzle or fit it on the nozzle, and you're pushing cleaning solution through up until that blockage is then removed. That ink is able to make it through to print on the page. And so because of that reason, and because of support from viewers like you, liking the video, commenting, purchasing the Best Printers cleaning kit, I have been able to continue this YouTube channel and continue pumping out valuable information. So how does this relate to you? Well, what I am suggesting that you do, step one, is that you decide whether you're okay with buying a used printer. Are you willing to roll up your sleeves and do a little bit of work in the beginning to save yourself some money? Because really, at the end of the day, when you're having to pay these really high prices, there is a cost analysis you need to do of whether it's worth you buying a used printer and taking a few steps to get it up and running, or paying the money and paying an astronomical price. Now, I'm not suggesting that you buy a used printer from Amazon or eBay, because that's going to be marked up. You're going to pay a few $100s for those. However, you also have to locate and determine whether you're in an area where either the Savers, Goodwill, or Salvation Army, or any other thrift store is selling printers near you. It's very likely that most Goodwills will carry used printers. The reason why, again, you're buying at these stores rather than online is because you're gonna find the absolute best prices. And hopefully they're still pricing $5 to $10. Now, has inflation hit Goodwill, Salvation Army, and Savers? Yes, those prices are still gonna be significantly more than 50-75% lower than what you're gonna find for a used printer that has been located and has been placed online. So there is a little bit of legwork. So what I'm suggesting is that you get out there and go to these different thrift stores that are near you to look for a used printer. You're wanting to look for a model that is not too old, because you can really find some older models. Now what you're looking for is a printer that is semi-new, that is in good condition, and you can test the printer in store. I've done this many times, and I've even done this in a video where you can take the printer and test it out, and if any error codes come up, leave the printer alone. However, if you're able to get to the point where you get to the main menu, what I suggest is getting a plain piece of paper, putting it in the paper tray, and going into the settings to print a nozzle report or a print quality report. That will depend on whether it's an HP, Epson, or Canon. They all have those different features where you're able to print and test the print head's quality. Now, when you test the print head's quality, if the report comes out where there are no problems, no streaks, no lines, everything is the way it should be, you just hit a jackpot. And what you're able to do now is buy that printer. You can buy the ink, and you can even buy the ink remanufactured, the remanufactured version of the ink. I'll leave a link below so that you can search up some remanufactured ink on Amazon, and you're done. Now you take your printer and you have the new ink, and you can now start using that printer. The next thing that might happen is that it's a really great printer, but you print out that nozzle report or print quality report, and it comes out that there's a color missing, or it's overall and generally the colors are not coming out the way you would like to where you could use it. Now that's where you would tell yourself, well, I can buy the Best Printers Cleaning Kit. And with the Best Printers Cleaning Kit, you would be able to solve that problem at a very low price. You would have to do it yourself, of course, but there are a wide variety of videos on my channel showing you how to use this cleaning kit on a variety of different printer models. Now, of course, as I said, there's going to be a link in the description below for this product. You can get it quickly. I believe you can even get it shipped out the next day. You can use it on your printer, and you can solve the problem that it has. And this way you're not limiting yourself to certain types of printers, or you find a really great printer but it has this problem. Now you have an option for you to spend a little bit of money and get it up and running normally again. The cost of this cleaning kit, you can add that to your cost analysis. So going through the link, you can check the current pricing for the product with any discounts that I currently have on it. Usually I do run discounts, and you can add that in. And then you have to buy some remanufactured ink. Let's say it's an HP printer, so let's say the remanufactured ink is running for about $20, and you most likely will be able to find a printer that's valued between $150 to $200. With inflation, the new version of that printer is probably a lot higher. And so if you're able to pull all of this together and you're able to fix it if it needs fixing, this is how you beat printer inflation. And I would even suggest that you could start off with this printer and eventually find yourself a better printer, a more valuable printer, and a better functioning printer along the way. Once you've used up this printer, you have enough room within your budget, I believe, to get up and running with your initial printer, and then find a better printer and swap it out. And you can even sell that initial printer and probably make a profit from selling that printer that you initially started with. So this is exactly how I started my business, but you can do it today to save yourself from this crazy inflation. So let's run through the steps one more time. Number one, you've got to decide whether you're okay with buying a used printer or not. Step two would be to find local thrift stores near you that sell used printers. Step three would be to go into these stores and begin looking for used printers and testing them. Step four would be to purchase that printer once you've decided that it fits your criteria. And step five would be to determine whether you need to use the Best Printers Cleaning Kit to fix the printer, or if you've purchased a printer that's already ready to go, then you're in luck and you hit the jackpot. Step 6 would be to buy remanufactured or OEM ink. I'm not telling you that you have to buy remanufactured ink, but you can save yourself from printer ink inflation as well by going the remanufactured route. Although I do understand that at times it's not really functional and it's not really the best option for each printer model. But I always throw it out there because I have had success with it in the past. Step 7 would be to break down and do a cost analysis. For the current printer you're looking at and the options that you have currently, what is the cost of the new option and what is the cost of doing something like this? You do have to put a little bit of time into it, but you may be willing to put in that time to save yourself from spending all of that money. So do that cost analysis. I put that as the last step, but really you should do this cost analysis at the very beginning. That way you have a budget for your used printer and you really have in mind already how much money you're going to be saving. You can determine whether this is worth it for you or not. All right, so I really hope that you found this information to be helpful. Again, there's going to be a link for the best printers cleaning kit, and then also a link for you to search up some remanufactured ink for any printer model. Again, if you're looking for a video for a specific printer model and how to use the best printers cleaning kit on that specific printer model, there are a ton of videos on my channel. You can go to the search bar and search up your exact printer model, and most likely you will find an exact or a similar video that will help you with your current printer. Hopefully you can use these tips to beat printer inflation, save yourself some money. That's really what this channel is geared towards, is either repairing your printer and you will save money that way, making a good printer buying decision, you'll save money that way. And I really hope that this type of format, this type of video is able to help you out if you're currently in the market for buying a printer. Don't be afraid to buy a used printer. I have done it so many times, sold so many used printers, and I built my business basically off doing this very thing. And like I said, you can do it yourself today to save yourself from printer inflation. All right, that's really all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.